Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Ginger and I'm starting to document my GLP1 journey. So I gave in, and despite having said I would never do any medication for weight loss, I went ahead and I've purchased the Mounjaro GLP1. So this is the 2.5 milligram pen for weight loss. So it's been a long time for me to actually get to this point, because I've always believed that diet and exercise should be the way that you approach weight loss, but I found myself in a position where I think I'd kind of lost all hope of doing it myself. I'm 55 years old and I've probably been on all of the diets that many people have been on. Recently, I'd say the most successful one would have been the carnivore diet. I seem to thrive with a very high protein, high fat diet, and I lost, I want to say 45 or 48 pounds doing that. But the sugar cravings just used to get to me, and then I'd cave in and I'd just have one treat, and then that would snowball into a couple of weeks of falling off the carnivore wagon, so to speak, and ending up, 10 pounds heavier than I had been. So the decision to go the GLP-1 route was a very hard one for me to take. It was something, like I said, that I swore I'd never get involved in. It was not that it was cheating, but just it wasn't for me. I'm very reluctant to take medication at the best of times, but during a recent health scare, I have Barrett's esophagus, which is why my voice is a bit croaky sometimes. During a recent health scare, I ended up having to take quite a lot of medication for about 6 weeks, just to get everything under control. And that's when I realised that things had to change in my life. And so I started, the voices started creeping in about, maybe we should just give a GLP-1 a try. Maybe we should look into something else. Maybe it's time to let go of all the resistance and the sort of negative thinking that I've been party to for so long. So I started thinking about it. I started looking into it, and then after a particularly bad couple of weeks, I think, where my sugar addiction had kind of gotten out of control. The funny thing is, sorry, to backtrack a little bit, the funny thing is, and I know this is going to sound really weird, I don't actually like sugar that much. I don't like sweet things. I've always been a very savoury person, which I think is why the carnivore diet worked so well for me. Sort of, meat, bacon, cheese, salty foods, pate, that kind of thing. But one of my addictions is coffee. I love coffee. I love really good, high quality coffee. And so I have two kinds of coffee. I drink black coffee all day long, like strong espresso roast coffee all day long. But then as a treat, I'll have a coffee with cream and then 2 sugars. I don't know why, but it's like a different thing for me. Anyway, that was getting out of control. So rather than just going out to Starbucks and getting a coffee, I was buying cream, I was buying sugar, and I was having it in the house. And it had gotten to quite a ridiculous level, where I was drinking more cream and sugar coffees than I was drinking black coffee, which is my preference. But I also think I was using sugar as a bit of a sabotage. The food noise, the cravings, the wanting to eat constantly was driving me, well, it was driving me really, really crazy, and I didn't know what to do about it. And I kept starting and restarting diets. I'd lose like 7 to 10 pounds, and then I'd have a bad day or a good day, and all of a sudden then I'd find myself running to the store to buy just garbage, really, and then eating that garbage and then feeling even more garbage afterwards. And I think I just reached the point where I thought, I cannot do this anymore. I need some help. And so I bit the bullet, and I was looking at I did my research. So I was looking at all the different options, from semaglutide or semaglutide to the Mounjaro tirzepatide, and all and sundry in between. So I went on a couple of different websites and I read about it, and I settled on Mounjaro. So I went ahead and I purchased the Mounjaro. I got mine from Asda online, just because they seem to be a lot cheaper than the Boots UK version. I think the Boots UK version was £219, and this particular 2.5 pen was £179 for a 4-week supply. So I just thought, okay, right, am I actually going to do this? And well, the answer is yes. I was going to do it because I'm at a stage in my life, like I said, I've just turned 55. So I'm 55 in 1 month. I've just turned 55, and I am trying to release all of those rigid ideas, rigid thinking, belief patterns, all different kinds of things that I've held for so long, including to do with my self-worth, including to do with ideas around money, ideas around work, relationships. So I'm really re-examining my whole life, and yeah, it's not pretty at the moment. But yeah, I've been re-examining my whole life and thinking, okay, what if I do things differently? What if I try something different just for a change? It doesn't have to be permanent. I don't have to cling on to it like I have a lot of my old ideas. Maybe it's just time to try something new, give something a chance, and see how I do. So, like I said, I went through Asda online. It was really quite a simple process. You take a picture of yourself, or you take a picture of the scale with you standing on it to show your starting weight. You take a side view picture in the mirror, holding today's date, or a date within 3 days, I think it says, and then you upload that online, and then it's reviewed by a doctor, I think, just to make sure that you're actually fat enough to go on it, and I more than fit the bill. And then you got the approval, and mine was ready within like 2 or 3 days, I think it was, when I ordered it. So I have gone ahead, I've taken my first shot, so I'm at the end of week 1 now. And in terms of how it went, well, the injection was really, really simple. I thought of a needle sticking it in your stomach. I did find it a bit intimidating at first, but actually it was nothing. I mean, when I say I didn't feel anything, I didn't feel anything at all. So I took it on a Tuesday night. I took it about 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night. So I'd left work and raced over to Big Asda. So I think I should go Big Asda. Got it. I waited in line. I was very excited. By the time I got home, it was kind of late anyway. I think I should probably, full disclosure, say I had a KFC as my last fat meal before I started. So I'd had that, and then I'd come home, and then I took the shot, like I said, late at night, because I heard that can help with reducing the nausea symptoms or any of the side effects that you can get. So I took that, went to bed, slept fine, woke up the next morning and silence. There was no food noise. There was no, I need to eat this, I need to eat that. There was, in the sense that it was like habitual. So I came down, I was looking for something. But actually when I was like, am I hungry? I was like, I am not even remotely hungry, like not even a little bit hungry. Okay, that's unusual. So I kind of sat with that for a while. Had my morning coffee, kind of got on with my day. It was a Wednesday, so I was working. And then I was like, gosh, I probably should eat something. So that Wednesday I didn't have anything. Thursday again the same. I can't say I felt sick. What I could say is I felt, I don't know how to explain it. I didn't feel sick, I just felt a little bit different. I felt like I didn't particularly want to eat, but not because of nausea, just because there was no desire. But when I say the food noise was silent, there was no cravings, no desire, no creamy sugar coffee, nothing. And I'd had like a few bits left in the house. I think there was some sunflower bread rolls and some ham. And so about 11 o'clock, I think I made a sandwich of ham and butter, just ham and butter on a roll, cut it in half. Anyway, I ate half of it, and then I was like, gosh, I don't even want the other half. So that was absolutely new, because normally I would have like a bread roll and maybe a bag of crisps. Sorry, I used to live in America, so I do still say chips. So a lot of words will be interchangeable: sidewalk, pavement, chips, crisps, all different kinds of things. Maybe even a piece of fruit with it, or if I was having something like that for lunch. But yeah, I had half a bread roll, and then I think that night I had maybe half a bowl of chicken soup, and then I was done. And then I realised, gosh, actually, do you know what? That's not enough food. So yeah, I bought some protein shakes. I had a protein shake the next morning, and just some bits and pieces as the day went through. I wasn't hungry. My desire to eat was still there, but that felt more habitual than hunger or craving driven. Just like, oh, it's 1 o'clock, I should have some lunch, or oh, it's 6 p.m, I should have my dinner. But yeah, there was no like, oh, I fancy a bag of cheese and onion Walkers, or I fancy some cookies or slice of cake or anything like that. There was none of that. And I think mostly the rest of the week went like that. I would definitely say I underate the first week. I would say some days I was maybe lucky to hit 1,000 calories, some days maybe even 800 calories. But anyway, that was the first week. So I think, just to summarise, because I think I have rambled a little bit. This is my first video ever, so I kind of haven't scripted it out. I probably should have done that. To round it out. So my starting weight, and I think that's what I'm avoiding saying out loud. My starting weight was 17 stone and 9 pounds 4 ounces, which was 247 pounds and 4 ounces. I'll double check that. So that was my starting weight. I've said it now. I've said it out loud. It's a real thing. And I finished the week having lost 7 pounds and 4 ounces. So I finished the week on 17 stone 2. Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I've got that wrong. I started on 17 stone 9.8 ounces, so 247 pounds, 0.8 ounces. And I finished on 17 stone, 2.4 ounces and 240 pounds and 0.4 ounces. So the first week I lost 7 pounds. So that was 7 pounds and 4 ounces. So that was a significant weight loss. And I hadn't fasted the day before, but I had been sort of like cutting down a bit. So I didn't have my dramatic weight loss that I've sometimes had, because I've sometimes lost 9 pounds in 1 week. But again, a lot of that is water weight and inflammation and things like that, which I do realise. But I am going to go away and check those numbers. I have got them written down, but I don't have them in front of me, which is a rookie mistake, I think. But anyway, yeah, so first week out of the way, feeling good, no side effects. Some people have talked about constipation. I wouldn't say I was constipated. What I would say is that I had delayed bowel movements, if that makes sense. So when it came, it was normal. But obviously you're not eating as much, so you're just not producing as much. So I don't think it was constipation. I just think there wasn't as much food going through my system. It was going through my system slower. So yeah, it was more delayed than normal. So don't end on bowel movements. So maybe I should say something else positive. Don't be afraid of the pen. Don't be afraid of the injection. It is literally nothing. I would say start in your stomach. That's what I've heard other people say, that you don't feel it as much as in your thigh. I've not tried it in my thigh, obviously, but I will try it at some point in my thigh just to see. But I had to come on here and get this done today because I've been thinking about it. I was thinking about it, so leading up to it, I'll do a YouTube video, and then I never got around to it. So I thought I've got to do it today. I've got to post today. Just because I want to get something on there, break the fear of doing this as an overweight 55-year-old woman who's kind of lost control of her life and wants to get everything back on track. So this is part of that journey. So I haven't fully decided on the name of my channel. Ginger Goes GLP is the one that's kind of going around. Ginger Groundhog Goes GLP, because I used to say Groundhog Day. So on other things I have been Ginger Groundhog. So we'll see. Haven't quite settled on it, but whatever it shows up as, I think you'll guess that that's the one that I decided on. But if anyone is ever watching this, thank you very much. It's a bit of a rambling, emptying of my thoughts. Maybe when I do week 2, I'll be a little bit more prepared. I'll have things written down and a little bit more organised. But like I said, I saw a video that said, post the bad videos. So here's the first bad video. But if you have watched, thanks very much. If you are starting your journey, I would say go ahead and do it. There's nothing to be afraid of. It is worth a try, and you never know where it might bring you. Okay, thanks a lot.